Hi guys, so I've been Slapchop painting Warhammer miniatures for, well, good at 2 years or more. So that's like 750 days of painting miniatures and absolutely loving every minute of it. As you can see, yeah, I've now been able to paint them to a reasonable tabletop standard, something that I'm certainly very happy with. And the fact that these miniatures you can see before you, yeah, these were all painted, well, in under an hour. And that's not per miniature, that's for all of them. So yeah, Slapchop painting really is a big game changer, getting your miniatures from grey or green or whatever colour the plastic was to, yeah, looking decent and playable, which is just great. So these lovely little fellas, yeah, I'm going to go through the whole process. So if you're new to painting, or you've been out of the hobby for a while, or like me, a couple of years ago, you just didn't enjoy painting because, well, you were pants at it, then yeah, Slapchop painting is definitely the way to go. As if I can do it, definitely anyone can do it. So yeah, these lovely ratties, these are, is it Skaven? I'm never too sure on what the things are called in the old Warhammer world, but these are Warhammer Underworlds. This is the Emberguard core game. I haven't played the game yet, but this is the kind of game that I would play, as it's a pretty fast-paced game and doesn't take long. As in, you can play a game for about 30 minutes. So a couple of players, you each have a team. And yeah, there's obviously an objective in the board game. And the great thing with this set is it comes with everything included that you need to play the game, obviously, as well as the gorgeous miniatures. So before I really get into this, I just want to sort of say a big shout out and thank you to Firestorm Games. They sent me this this box full of these goodies for free. So big shout out and thank you to them. I'm sure a lot of you guys probably have heard of Firestorm Games. Obviously a big sort of online retailer, as well as having a variety of shops in the south of Wales. So if you are anywhere near Cardiff, Newport, Bridgend, Merthyr Tydfil, or even Swindon, which is just in England, then yeah, pop along and pick up some things and have a good old browse through. But if not, like me, then go online and yeah, you can order whatever you need. And as it says, yeah, they're an official stockist of Warhammer stuff, so they probably will have everything you want in. But as well as that, they obviously in the in-game stores, you can go in and play the games, which is awesome. They have a lot of events on there. So I'll leave links down below, guys, so where you can check out more about Firestorm Games and obviously all the events at all their stores. So again, big shout out and thank you to them for sending me this lovely box. As yeah, it's got glorious miniatures for me to paint. We'll eventually get around to playing the game. But at the moment, as we all know, I just love painting miniatures. And the main game I play at the moment is still Kill Team and a bit of D&D here and there. So yeah, good miniatures in here. I'm going to go for the rats just because, well, I think they're pretty cool. I don't think I've really ever sort of painted these kind of miniatures. So yeah, these are the ones we're going to do. Obviously, I put all the stuff back in the box, but yeah, I need the instructions. These are the kind of things you probably could just put together, but sometimes I do make mistakes. As I like to obviously glue everything together as well, then yeah, I would rather get the manual out. So obviously, like most of these sort of sets, yeah, you get them on the sprues. Obviously, I do keep all the sprues, and you'll see why in some of the other videos I make things with sprues. So all the rules are in here. It's got the floor mat in here, all the tokens. Say everything you need to be able to play the game in this one box set, which is pretty awesome. So for me though, in this video, it's just going to be the Slapchop painting guide. Well, how I Slapchop paint, that is. And like what I normally like to do with these kind of miniatures, I like to paint them how they look on the artwork on the box. So that's why if you follow what I do, then, well, these should look exactly like they look on the box. So getting the snips, snipping as close as we can to the actual miniature without obviously cutting it. The nearer we get to it, then the less tidying up we have to do afterwards. That's the only thing about miniatures on sprues. When you cut them off, sometimes they still do have a few little edges that need sort of cleaning up. But say, if you can, try and get as close to the edge or the miniature, yeah, when you're cutting them out. And then putting these together, yeah, that's a simple enough. Say, I'll follow the instructions just because it does make things a whole lot easier, and definitely no mistakes there. So this is what I'm talking about, the say little bits you just have to clean up here and there. And I like to use the side of my scalpel. Mine's pretty blunt, but it still does a good job of what it needs here. And yeah, just scraping along any edges where there's any burrs or any sort of bits that say connected to the sprue. So just give them a good old clean up, because this is the thing, if you don't do it now, even if you only see a little bit, when you come to paint it, it'll be so much more noticeable. So it is worth spending 5, 10, whatever minutes it is, just to clean up each miniature. So as you can see though, I am going to be painting all of these at once. So good old bit of batch painting and Slapchop painting. So first thing we need to do, prime them all in black, and then they're ready, well, to be painted. So as mentioned, yeah, these sprues, I'm going to be keeping them to make some, well, a whole variety of things out of sprues. So yeah, keep tuned for what I make. So dry brushing with whites. Often asked what kind of white I use. You need a decent white. I have tried some of the kids' poster paint whites before. Absolutely pants, because I think they're watered down so much there's hardly any pigment in the paint. And yeah, they're not very good for dry brushing. So I'm using good old Army Painter War Paint Fanatic, as obviously this is a good paint and definitely high in pigment. So as you see, yeah, loads of the dry brush up. So you want to get the largest brush you can use. I've got smaller ones, but I do prefer using a larger one. Obviously it covers a bigger area quicker, and it'll still leave the nooks and crannies. That being said, any areas you can't really get to but you think you should be able to get to, I like to push the brush in and then twizzle it, or turn it, spin it, rotate it, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, that'll get the areas covered in a good old bit of white. As you can see there, yeah, still lots of nice dark areas though, as you want the nooks and crannies still to stay dark, as that does improve the look of the speed paints or contrast paints or whatever kind of paints it is you're going to be using. As always, I tend to use more the Army Painter speed paints, but I do have some good old Green Stuff World dipping inks that I use too. And I say the old textured dry brush palette there, that's just great for getting off any excess white paint. Always feels weird this bit though, you load the paintbrush up and then you pretty much get rid of most of the paint. And obviously that's why it's called a dry brush, because there's not a lot of paint left on your brush. It's, well, almost dry. Doesn't take too long at all to do all the miniatures, and I say this is another great reason for doing, well, a set of miniatures together, especially when a lot of the colours they use are going to be the same. So as mentioned earlier, yeah, I'm going to paint these like they are on the box art. So what I like to do is generally get all the paints, well, I think I'm going to need, all nice and ready. I've got my little brush and my little silicone pop-it sort of, well, paint holder. Just a cheap kids holder, this orange thing you can see. But it's great because obviously it holds the paint. Because it's silicone, the paints don't seem to dry out that quick in this as compared to putting them in a plastic sort of container. And the other great thing is once they're dry, as in you leave it overnight, the paint or whatever paint is left in there is dried and you can just pop it out. So they are very easy to clean, which is just awesome. Yeah, so speed paints. Again, this is something that has changed my painting so much in the last few years. I mean, you could just ignore the priming in black and just prime in white and just go straight over with speed paints, and you will get a really good sort of look from that. But obviously the Slapchop method is just doing that added little bit of priming in black. Although I have recently done some videos where I've primed in, well, a whole variety of colours just to see what sort of differences there are. And then doing a dry brushing in white. And again, I've done some videos where I've messed about doing dry brushing in, well, greens, oranges, other colours, just to see, well, what kind of effects sort of happen. So even though Army Painter do a line of metallic paints, they're not as good, or in my opinion, not as good as the rest of their sort of speed paints. So yeah, sometimes I like to use, well, in this case I'm using the Warhammer Fanatic sort of metallic paint there, the old true copper. So you will see me later on go over and do this, the good old wash over it, because obviously with these paints they are very, very good, cover really, really well, but look too clean, too neat. Definitely for my style of painting. Again, we're all going to be painting differently. This is just a guide on how I paint. I do kind of like mine to have a bit more of a grim dark look, so that's why a lot of times I will go over at the end and put a wash on certain things. And definitely that is the case of the metallic colour here, because yeah, this looks like it's almost come out of the factory, even though it does have quite a few dents and dings in it. So the Skaven, yeah, so I'm new to these ratty people, but I really like the look of them. They are pretty cool, especially this dude in his little, I'm not too sure what this is called, a monocycle, because obviously he's sitting in, well, inside one wheel. Although, we will say though, these miniatures I'm painting, as you can tell, I've left them on the bases which if you've been with my channel for a while, you'll know is pretty strange because I love using clear bases. The reason I've left these on their bases is because I'm not going to use these for any kind of game. I might play the actual game itself, maybe, but I want to turn these little miniatures into a diorama. So I want to make a diorama that's got a few levels on it, and it looks like it's obviously underground, and these guys, well, they're digging holes and stuff, which I'm guessing is what this vehicle does with the little pinny thing at the front. So the other great thing, these speed paints, yeah, you can merge them in together quite easily and quite well. So that's what I've done there. So I painted in the blue outfit, but in the picture, it's more of a bluey green. So that's why I just went over it with a different colour. That's one thing you can find with the Army Painter Speed Paint 2.0. They don't react when you reapply paint over them, which is pretty cool. If you've got the original Speed Paint, well, version 1, I guess, yeah, they did have a habit of reactivating. So if you painted something, and you could leave it like an hour or two, it'd be dry. You go back, repaint over with a different, obviously, colour speed paint. It can reactivate the first one, and then they start merging, blending, and, well, getting all kinds of weird and wonderful sort of looks, which you possibly didn't want. But the Speed Paint 2.0, yeah, you can definitely repaint over the top, which is just awesome. So again, yeah, painting all of them together, so especially in this case, because they really are wearing or have the same sort of colour stuff, which makes it a lot quicker. So all 5 of these were painted in just under an hour, which I think is still amazing. I've been doing this for 2 years now, this Slapchop style painting, and it still amazes me just how quick it is. And for me, say this is definitely obviously tabletop ready standard. You're not going to win any awards with this, I wouldn't have thought. But yeah, to get them from grey or whatever colour they originally were to on the table and painted in this kind of time is just, yeah, it's just amazing. And so that's why I have been painting miniatures. I should have kept a count, really. I'd love to know how many miniatures I've painted in the last, say, 2 years of doing this, because I am literally painting at least one miniature every day. Or in the case of this, if I get a box set, then yeah, you will see me paint several miniatures, because I'm looking forward to the new Kill Team box set of Orcs that's coming out very soon. I think it's later on the end of this month. Yeah, another Kill Team of Orcs. I've got quite a few, because obviously I love Orcs. Again, if you're new to the channel, yeah, I'm Orc mad. I think they're just awesome. So yeah, these miniatures, these are pretty cool looking ones though, must admit. So I've never really painted these kind of ratties before, but yeah, love the look of these as well. And if you are new here and you like what I do, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on the bell, as I do produce at least 1 to 2 videos every week. And say, if you've got loads of sprues left over, which I would have thought most of you guys have, obviously if you're in this hobby, then yeah, most of the miniatures we paint do come on sprues. Yeah, definitely check out my sprue videos. I did used to do them about 3-4 years ago, just got back into making a few more. And I recently made a spruecron. So good old Necron, but I've made it out of sprues, so spruecron. And this coming Thursday, yeah, there's going to be a sprue-naut. So a dreadnought, but made of sprues. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. There will be some teaser pics over on my Patreon page as well. But yeah, next new video coming out Thursday. In fact, I think I'm going to try and get to the habit. I say it's quite a lot, but it doesn't always happen. Yeah, every Thursday I'm going to be doing a video made of sprues. So definitely keep an eye out for that one. So whether you use Army Painter speed paints, Green Stuff World dipping inks, or Citadel contrast paints, or any other of these sort of wonderful sort of speed paints that are out there, yeah, you are going to get some awesome results doing this doing this kind of method. If there's any kind of miniatures you want to see me paint, yeah, by all means let me know down in the comments, as obviously I do love painting. Whether I'm sort of painting the miniatures to actually use for a game to play, or just painting them for the fun of it. As for me, again, that's what this hobby is all about. Even though I do YouTube full time, everything I do on here is something that I want to do. I'm never told what to do or what to make or anything like that. So yeah, this hobby is purely about having fun and obviously escape from any sort of real world issues, because there's enough doom and gloom going on out there. So yeah, I like to sort of pick up my brush, get into my own wibbly wobbly world, and yeah, just paint miniatures and obviously, well, video it as well. Sometimes that can be tricky though, because the camera is quite often literally right in front of my face, so I'm having to look over it or around the side of it. I have tried looking into the camera, but then I felt like it's someone else painting and it's not my hand. So yeah, that's gone a bit weird. So as I say, yeah, these all painted in under an hour, which is just still mind-blowing. And yeah, so the one last thing to do is go over everything with a good old wash. And generally I like to use the sort of the sepia, the brown sort of looking washes rather than the black one. Again, personal preference, but this is the kind of one that I like. And yeah, if you ever watch me do any washes, I generally go overboard of a wash because I like things to look a bit dirty, a bit dingy, and yeah, not quite as neat as they should be. And I just saw at the very beginning of the video, yeah, this is how they all came out at the end.